One time after skating a park, I mentioned to my friend, I want to come back here and do that trick that I was trying, and he laughed. And the reason he laughed is because he thought the idea of wanting to come back to a skate park to do a trick that I've been thinking about instead of taking it to the streets was a ridiculous idea. It reminds me of the saying in parkour, if it's in the gym, it's in the bin. AKA, there's no reason to even post it if you're doing it in the gym or the skate park, because the whole reason for the skate park and the gym is to practice a trick to eventually take it to a street so that you can use your creativity and skill set rather than just doing a hard trick in a place designated for skating. The irony is that you have one side that appeals to people who maybe grew up skateboarding, and then you have another side that appeals to a bigger mass of people who don't know the difference or care. So ironically, you can reach more people today by doing something hard in a skate park than in the streets. Obviously, if you combine the two, then you can appeal to everyone. A trick that's super difficult and creative also being done in the streets. Now that skateboarding has changed a little bit and you can get credit for doing tricks in a skate park, I say right now, we warm up by trying to do some grind manual combinations. So on the topic of today's video, this is the list of tricks that I've written down that I want to accomplish. I used to do the same thing for street tricks, but nowadays when time feels a little more finite as you get older, with me growing up, I would not do tricks sometimes because I never found the right spot for them. So instead of that, why don't I just learn how to do the trick, period? So at least I can get it done in the park, and if I find a spot in the future that's good for it, I'll do it there. But I should at least do the trick while I have the time on this earth to do it. So let's practice some ledge tricks. There's so many that I don't practice enough, and this ledge is too good to pass up. Unfortunately, it's a beautiful, beautiful day today, which means there's a lot of people at the skate park. So it's hectic right now. So I have to take turns, which I don't like doing, but I understand that's how things work. But when everybody kind of gravitates towards one side, I want to move on to the other. So I want to try some backside tricks while everybody else is skating front side. The skate park population has exponentially increased. I've mentioned this in an older video, but this is where you go to meet people and have conversations, and it's been incredible because I'm catching up with old friends that I see at other skate parks. I'm meeting people who watch the videos, and it's a good time to hang out, but obviously it's not the best situation to increase the trick load, but that's perfectly fine. Today, it's fine when serendipity comes in and you end up hanging out rather than focusing on these very difficult tricks that I had in mind, because honestly, unless the skate park is pretty much empty, these tricks are not gonna happen. So next time I'll just come a little earlier to make sure that I have enough time to do these really hard tricks for your faces and for myself, because these are ones I've been dreaming of, and I haven't in a long time done like dream tricks. But I say we get our Jamie Foy on and skate the flat rail a little bit and kind of focus on this one trick that's very satisfying to me, which is a fakie 5-0 grind. Homies showed up from the other Watauga skate park, and right now I'm kind of feeling juiced to try to jump down the set. The 6 stair is perfect, and the first day I skated, I remember kind of mentioning like, yeah, it's a bit intimidating and I don't really feel like trying things I'm scared of, but today, because I feel more comfortable with my board and things feel right, I feel a little less scared to kind of go for it. So hopefully I can like grind the rail a couple times, get used to it, and maybe try a trick that's a little scary for me, like a front feeble, maybe. Front feeble happened pretty quickly. I'm so juiced. The Smith grinds were so satisfying. When you can get a trick kind of dialed and it almost feels like second nature, that's the best feeling in skating. And the rail is low. Of course, the run up is short and it's a little uphill, which makes it kind of scary. But when you get used to it, everything feels just right. So that was really fun. But now I kind of want to skate the actual set itself. I want to do one flip trick that I haven't done. I haven't skated it switch yet. And since the run up is short, you kind of got to figure out the footing and the running and the pace. But if I can figure that out, I'd love to switch ollie it. I'll throw a couple switch heels, but I think a switch heel will work if I can get the run up figured out. So can you get sponsored actually skating in parks alone? It depends what brand you ride for, but a lot of people still actually think it's very legit to skate big transition skate parks. You have a skateboarder like Grant Taylor, who's seen as one of the coolest skateboarders of all time. I would agree to that, but he is essentially a lot of times just a park skater, but he skates streets off also extremely well. But his park skating just looks so cool and scary and badass that people are totally cool with his version of park skating. Plus it translates well to the streets because he's basically a fearless individual, and you can see it in the way he skates parks. For me, I like both, and I always will like both. I don't care to film in the streets for the sake of feeling like I need to, but if there is a cool spot, or if I'm with a group of friends and we're out street skating, that's great, and that's a really, really good time. But for me, I am going to focus on doing the tricks now that I want to learn rather than waiting for the right spot, which is something that I've always struggled with in the past, and part of the reason why I haven't learned a lot of tricks is that I've never found the spot for it. So now, we got the perfect park here, and I've been skating this in a lot of videos, I know, but this is what happens when you find the perfect park. You just kind of keep it going and you want to skate it all the time because it's the best park in DFW, and I can skate all the other parks whenever, and this one's really close to me. But if you enjoyed it, subscribe to this video channel, whatever. Subscribe to my other channel. I'll link it down below, my personal channel. So I'm uploading 5 videos a week right now. Eventually, I might slow down the pace a little bit, but for now, this feels great. And you're at least gonna get 3 videos a week. I'm never gonna stop uploading consistently because it's really fun for me. So if you enjoyed, let me know down below. Subscribe to this channel, and thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.